Have you had any close encounters lately? If you have, do I have a great recommendation for you today. So if you're looking for a great Belgian-style wheat beer and one that will surely make you look like a connoisseur, then join me on this tasting. My name is Eddie, and I have tasted and sampled many beers from all over the world, and it is my passion to help you find that perfect beer you're looking for. Whether you're looking to try something new or there is something very specific that you're looking for to pair with your food, I got your back. Welcome back, beer lovers. Thank you for spending the next few minutes with me. As I said in the intro, my name is Eddie, and on this channel I taste and review all kinds of beer and give you my most honest opinion about them, as well as some ideas to pair them with your food, just like the one you're about to watch. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon down there so you're notified every time I release a new beer review video. But now, let's get to it today. I'm excited about this because I've had this, but it's been a while since I've had this, and I have none other than Harpoon's UFO White. And this is a great New England, this is from Boston, New England white beer. And you know, wheat beer, white beer, that's what wheat beer means, right? And so today I'm going to recommend that you use a tulip glass for this great wheat beer, because this is a Belgian style wheat beer brewed with orange peel and coriander. So that's what, you know, that's kind of like the Belgian style of brewing wheat beer. So if you always want to look like a connoisseur, it's great to have the right glass pair for the right beer, right? So if you want to get your own Beer Connoisseur TV glasses, don't forget to look in the description below and see how you can order yourself some of these glasses, so you can always have the right glass for your beers. So as we start pouring this and always enjoying this great show, as I like to call it, what do we always look for? Appearance. And what is it that we look for in the appearance? Don't forget it, the 3 C's of appearance, right? Color, clarity, and carbonation. So this is a bright orange color. That's exactly what I would call it. I mean, it's perfectly orange. It's definitely hazy. I would call this, you know, it's not clear by any means. When I was pouring it, it did look a little hazy when I was pouring it, so it's definitely hazy. And as far as action, you know, carbonation, I do see some bubbles. There's definitely some fast rising bubbles. So probably medium to high carbonation there, I would call it. And look at that big head of foam there. You saw that it was almost all the way to the rim. However, it's dissipating pretty quickly. So in about, what, 40-45 seconds, it's dissipated about half of that big head of foam there. So right now we have a little bit over more than a finger there. So that's all part of that appearance that we like to watch for. And what do we do next? The aromas, right? Let's go for it. Definitely the wheat malts. Actually, I felt that pretty strongly, and of course, being with so much foam still on the top, you would expect that. That's definitely something I would expect. And now that the foam is dissipating, I do feel that orange peel aroma coming through. And some other faint, I don't know, kind of like other fruit juices in that aroma as well. A lot more like hints of them, but definitely the more overpowering one is definitely the orange. And that wheat base is definitely, the wheat malt base is definitely coming through. Now, been waiting for this all day. You may have been noticing a theme down, because it's getting so hot down here, that all my reviews lately have been of this kind of beer, and it is because I'm looking forward to this refreshing bit that I'm going to do now. So let's go for it. Oh yes. First of all, I'm going to say, although that's usually the last thing I say, it's a lot lighter than I expected. With that color and that haze, I thought it was going to be a lot heavier. This is really, really light. Now I understand why my wife liked it so much, because she did like this a lot. So it's definitely a lot lighter. Now, the palate, not as much of the orange as I expected, not as much of the citrus as I expected. The first thing I felt was kind of like that, it's a little actually bitter on the tip of the tongue. Maybe it's that spice, that coriander spice. And then as it was going through, a lot of that wheat, I would call it bready malts, I felt in the middle. And then the end, it was almost no aftertaste back there. So very crisp, very, very dry, I would call it, and still very refreshing. Although I have to say, I did not feel a lot of that orange or citrusy taste in it. Right, I mean, there's a hint of it. I would definitely feel a little bit of citrus there, but not a lot of that citrusy flavor. So if you're looking for a light, refreshing beer that you can probably drink all day long when you're outside, out in the heat, in the park, by the pool, by the beach, you know, if that's permitted, of course, then this is probably a great beer to just have. And now let's talk about what you come to me for, right? The food pairings. Wheat ales, wheat beers are lighter beers, and this one is a classic example of that. So you're always wanting to pair, you know, like with like. So light beer with a lighter food. So you're looking for salads, seafood, kind of like shellfish, and you know, lighter foods like that. Specifically for UFO white, I'm going to recommend a few things. Number one, any white fish is going to go great with it. You know, flaky white fish. My favorite is sea bass. So if you can find a nice sea bass, maybe with you know, some you know, just lightly lemon, salt and pepper kind of recipe, that should go great with this beer because that citrusy is going to complement very, very well with it. Sushi, this is going to be a great beer to accompany any sushi. I would not expect it to help you if you go too heavy on the wasabi, right? So if you go too heavy on the spices, this might not, you know, your spices in your food might overpower the beer. So just tread it, you know, lightly there, tread lightly there. And also, if you want to stay like in the salad range, I'm going to recommend a spinach, pear, and orange salad with a goat cheese salad with a citrus dressing. Because the goat cheese is a great cheese, and I'm going to give you another recommendation for cheese here in a second. But goat cheese is a great cheese that goes with this, and you want a lighter salad, and if you can find a citrus-based dressing, that's going to go great here. And the cheese pairing, I also have another recommendation for you. A Monterey Jack cheese would go great with this beer. Don't go too heavy again on the hot, on the spices, but if it has a little bit, you know, flavor, a little bit of character, that would be perfect. Now, you know, you can always trust me to leave you a nice gift down there in the description as far as a dessert pairing, because pairing beer with dessert, that surely makes you a connoisseur. That definitely gets us both closer to being connoisseur. So go down there, open that description below, and see what secret I have for you today. Now let me ask you, have you had UFO white before? What do you think of it? Leave me some comments down below. Have you paired it with something? Let's share some information here. I love to learn from you the same way I'm hoping that you learn from me, and we both can become even better connoisseurs. There you have it, my friends. I hope I have helped you increase your beer knowledge as we both get closer, and we all get closer to being connoisseurs. And I want to encourage you to be looking out over the next few days when I release another great beer review video. And until then, enjoy.